All right, we got some kind of pinhole leak in this radiator hose coming right from the reservoir. I've lost a lot of coolant. This thing has been sitting for about a day. You see how low it is, and I've already lost some down here. You see it leaking. There's a pinhole leak right there where it goes into the radiator, the reservoir. I don't know if I'm getting it right. I'll go back later and edit this maybe if I have to. But anyway, you can see it leaking right at the place where it connects to the radiator proper. I think it's leaking. I smelled it coming through the air vents on the way home 2 nights ago, about 36 hours ago. And now I've come back for the next load, and it's lost some. It's got a pinhole leak in there, and I'm gonna, again, you can see the clamp right there. It's leaking right by there. And this is the hose going up to the radiator, which I've already disconnected this part, but I realize I don't need to disconnect that part. I'm gonna lose a lot of coolant. I'm gonna have to replace some anyway. You just take this clamp right here and squeeze it. You can pull the thing out, and it was connected here with some zip ties. I took those off already. You see how wet and nasty it is under here, and it's leaking small. I gotta go about 500 miles today, so I need to get this done or use the other truck that we've got. But I don't want to use the other truck. I want to use this one. And the other part is, I forgot to mention just now, right there you can see this line going right here, this rod that connects things to the frame. Looks like I'm gonna need to loosen that nut up right here. I've already loosened it up just so I can get the hose loose so I can pull it out. And when I'm doing that, I saw that I have to hold this because it's just gonna twist it. I can loosen this one, but it's just gonna keep twisting this one. So I gotta hold that with pliers. Use like a close-in box wrench on that part. And let me get to work because this thing is leaking. All right, so did some stuff last night in the dark, but we had to wait till the morning so I could see what's going on with this radiator hose that was broken. You see I replaced the clamp there. I had the kind of squeeze clamp, which I've dropped on the ground. I can't find it, but we were replacing it with these kind of clamps, hose clamp. I'm gonna put that on there. You can follow it down. See, this had a pinhole leak, as you remember. I'm gonna reattach this right here where it's attached. If I can get to the camera where I want it. Just see right there, I'm gonna attach that. That's where this was attached, this little U kind of flexible thing there. I got it partly on. I did this in the dark, so I wanted to wait till the light so I could see, and also so I could record this. And then the final part, it's gonna be down there. You can't really see it because I had to detach the reservoir. I just detached it right there just so I could get in here and get this hose off. And you'll see where it's attaching behind the reservoir, a little arm there. I'm gonna put another hose. I've been dropping a lot of coolant on the ground doing this, or in a bucket, so I'm gonna come back later. So it's basically reattaching the reservoir on those two because I had to detach these so I can move the reservoir side, so I could then get in here and get this clamp and hose off. This is where the pinhole leak was, right by the radiator, or right where this hose goes in. Then you can draw it back up. This is a new hose. I'm just gonna go ahead and put new hose clamps. This is I believe it's 1/2 inch hose. And I messed up trying to eyeball it. And I got a 3/8, a 7/16, and a 1/2 inch because I was trying to eyeball it. So I just went ahead and got all three of them. The 1/2 inch is the biggest one, is the one that actually matches. Let me show you the old hose here. So you can see that this is the old clamp. I may just put this one on. But right there, see that little dent, that little indentation. The clamp is right here. The clamp is here. And then right here, somehow this little indentation got there, and there was a pinhole leaking. I smelled the coolant as I was driving and got out and saw it leaking after I was done with my load that night. So I took this hose off. As I said, I believe it's a 1/2-inch hose. And this thing here is where it connects to the hose beside it. I'm just gonna zip tie it up back to that hose beside it. Going ahead and maybe use this old squeeze kind of clamp or the hose clamp that you saw earlier. I don't know, I'll do it as I go. But pretty simple fix. The 2 nuts on top of the reservoir, this clamp on either end of the old and new hose, and then that kind of connector thing, the little flexible U kind of clamp that connects it to the frame. So it's basically 5 things. Then I'm going to refill it with coolant, and we should be on our way. All right, so I had to update my radiator hose issue. So I got the new clamp right there, and I said the reservoir, this elbow right here, if I can get in there. This is the bottom of the reservoir. It's like a little elbow, and it attaches right here. This is what I missed. The bolt right here fell out. That's attaching it to the frame. You see it's leaking again because the bolt came out. And that's what I missed, because this elbow right here is meant to attach right here. And that's what's rubbing up against it, which I did see before, but I missed this bolt for somehow. I missed this bolt because this is all new to me. I'm learning as I go. And I got a little bolt that's a little bit too small, put it in, and it fell out. So I got another little bolt. I'm about to get a bigger bolt, a larger one, so it'll hold better and won't fall back and rub against this hose again. So that's the answer. It's this bolt and these 2 bolts, which I've got to loosen this so I can repair it once again, that you need to take off.